today we have a CO2 gun. It's SMK's Milbro Speedmaster. This gun's 101 centimeters long. The barrel is approximately 46 centimeters. You'll see at the front there is a moderator and no sights. So this is a scope only gun. There is a scope that comes with this gun, not the one that's on it at the moment. It's a 3x940, which is probably a good scope for it. The scope rail itself is both 11mm and 22, so that's quite handy. You have at the big front here some gripping on the casing which holds the cartridges, the CO2 cartridges, which I will go into in a moment. Further down you have where the magazines go into, the 10-shot magazines, which I'll have a little look at in a moment as well. There's the loading bolt here that loads in those pellets. The trigger is single stage, non-adjustable, and your safety is there, manual. Some gripping around the thumb hole stock. At the back you've got your usual butt pad, and in here it does actually say SMK underneath, which is nice. And getting back to the CO2 cartridges, you can put either an 88-gram cartridge in there, or you can put in two 12-gram cartridges back to back using this adapter. Well, what I do is I get a used cartridge, put it in, and then put in another one, screw that in, and you can actually run these off of one cartridge, which I've done this whole review with, and they work perfectly fine. You don't get any less power, or of course you get less shots. With the cartridge magazine itself, all you do is slot a pellet in there, turn it round, and then slot in another until you get all the way around. It's that simple. So let's see what the Milbro Speedmaster can do. Here we are again at my uncle's place. All this land was bought by my great-granddad. His name was David Goliath Bayliss, I kid you not. And he bought it in 1930 or the late 20s, something like that. And it's been in my family ever since. My uncle added to it a bit later by buying the land up by the bungalow. But anyway, a bit of history of my family. This is our shooting range, and we're going to be taking the Speedmaster down here. I'm not going to bother with the 20 today. I'm very confident because of the grouping at 30 that that's not necessary. We'll be at 30 yards to start, and see how that goes, and then we'll have a crack at 40. So I think the grouping was actually quite good there, to be honest. I'm just having to shoot way above the target just to even hit it, so the lack of power is noticing, but it's not too bad left to right. Obviously there's no kick on this gun, so that helps a bit, but I'm still wondering a bit with my sighting because of the weight of the gun. But it's incredibly forgiving and very accurate, so I'm having no trouble hitting these at 30, even with the freehand. I'm having to aim way above the target here, a good 8 inches. But it's incredibly rewarding and good fun because it's not straying left or right. It's staying on target, it's just elevation. And this is great fun. Never really had any intention to get CO2 gun when I saw the lack of power of them, and then I saw this on sale for £100. They're usually about £250, £260, and yeah, I'm a sucker for a sale. So I had to go. I was a bit apprehensive because I saw the Milbro Savage and how that didn't have great reviews as regards to its build quality. And this is decent, but there's a couple of things about it that I'd say are negatives. The casing that goes over the CO2 capsule here is a little loose, and it's okay, it doesn't really distract in any way, but that's one of the things. The locking bolt, or the bolt that locks in your pellet, a bit clunky and agricultural. It's not that smooth. It all works, it all functions, but that's another negative. And the trigger, single stage, there's a bit of creep in there before you get there, but it's predictable. It always goes off in the same place, so that's okay. It is light as well, and I did find myself wondering a bit. I don't like a light gun, and I don't really like a gun this short either, to be honest. But it is really good fun, and even though I did have all these kind of issues, I did not in any way feel I was going to miss. All I had to do was aim a little bit above, at 30 probably about an inch or two, and at 40 well about 7 or 8 inches. It really did come down at that, and I could see it in the scope coming down. But it wasn't going left to right, and there wasn't a lack of consistency. Every shot was going at the consistency of the last. It was a very easy gun to shoot and to gauge where the pellet was going to go. I mean, for £100, I'm delighted, to be honest with you. I definitely wouldn't pay $250. It does have a scope that comes with it. You get a couple of magazines for your pellets, 10-shot magazines in the 2.2. I don't know what it is with a 177. And you know, there's some good accessories that come with this gun, but $250 with the build quality, with the trigger, just seems a bit excessive to me. But for $100 it was a bargain, and I suppose somewhere in between would be what I consider a decent value. But I do love this gun. I'm a bit of a cheapskate, so I don't really like forking out for CO2 capsules, and I know they ain't that expensive, but still I'm a poor man, and or once a poor man, always a poor man, as I say. And I like my brake valves anyway, it's just something I enjoy. But still, it's a great little thing to have in the gun cabinet to bring out every now and then, and everyone does seem to love shooting it. So yeah, the Milbro Speedmaster is, yeah, I have to say, it's a pretty good hit. It's a good gun.